Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm MPP Stephen Crawford, and it's great to be here at the Queen Elizabeth Community Centre and Culture Centre right here in our beautiful town of Oakville. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I would like to recognize and give a shout-out to Effie Triantafilopoulos, the member for Oakville North Burlington, and she's been a strong advocate for our community here in Oakville. It's my pleasure to introduce an excellent lineup of speakers today. First up, we have Oakville Town Councillor Mark Grant. Thank you, Mark, for joining us. Following Councillor Grant, we will hear from the Honourable Neil Lumsden, Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport. And finally, we will hear from our Premier, the Honourable Doug Ford. Premier, it's always an honour to have you here in our community of Oakville. With that, please join me in welcoming to the podium Councillor Mark Grant.
Well, welcome to Oakville, everybody. I'm Mark Grant. I'm very honored to be representing Mayor Burt and our fellow councillors. Oakville residents tell us that our trails, sports fields, and community centres are part of our most valuable qualities. 12 years ago, here, we opened up Queen Elizabeth Park Community Centre, our 4th community centre. And now we're opening our 7th this year. In 2023 alone, 447,000 people visited QE Park alone. And today we extend a warm welcome to Premier Doug Ford, Minister Neil Lumsden, and now, Mr. Minister, I invite you to the podium to share details about the new, and I'm going to have to read this one, Community Sport Recreation Infrastructure Fund and how it can benefit our neighbours. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming, and welcome to everyone and my colleagues. And this is a great day, and I'd like to thank many of you across the province. I know just how vital sport and recreation facilities and programs are to our youth and our communities as a whole. Sport brings people together, promotes healthy lifestyles, and teaches teamwork and framework around sports, friendship, and importantly, self-discipline. As the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, I'm proud of all the support our government and our Premier offers to us and my ministry. From playground to podium, our government is there to help those most in need. We help families and children who would otherwise miss out on benefits of participation. We support some of the finest amateur athletes as they pursue success not only in Ontario, but at the highest level. We champion the importance of hosting local, regional, provincial, and national sporting events. And now, we want to ensure that new and upgraded facilities remain the heart of communities across the province for decades to come. And now it's with great pleasure I introduce our leader and someone who I've relied on and who understands how important this is, Premier Doug Ford.
We're going to do some rock climbing in a minute here. Well, good morning, everyone, and I'm thrilled to be back here in the beautiful town of Oakville alongside Minister Lumsden and MPP Stephen Crawford and Effie Triantafilopoulos. Sorry, we put a little bet on that every time. I also want to acknowledge and welcome Councillor Mark Grant and Regional Chair Gary Carr, and a big thank you to everyone at Queen Elizabeth Park Community and Cultural Centre for hosting us today. And this is an incredible facility. I always say it's so important for communities, both large and small, to have spaces like this. A community space where you can come and participate in a team sport, take a swimming lesson, climb a wall, and you want to see a real thing. Watch Lumsden and I climb this wall. I think we're gonna need a crane to get you and I up there. Stephen will climb up there in no time at all. Or just basically connect with family and friends. I'm just a huge supporter of community centers. It brings everyone together, and every town needs one. Every city needs quite a few of them, actually. As our province grows, we need more spaces like this. That's why last month in our 2024 budget, we announced a $200 million investment to build and renew sport and recreational facilities. And today I'm pleased to announce that this funding will open to nonprofit organizations, Indigenous communities, and municipalities across Ontario. Applicants will be able to apply for money to repair and upgrade aquatic centers or hockey rinks, or use the funding to help build a new multi-sport recreational center. This new fund, the Community Sport and Recreation Infrastructure Fund, will promote better physical and mental health by connecting more people to sport and recreation activities closer to home. And it will open the doors to more opportunities to host provincial, national, and international events, creating jobs and giving local economies a boost. Friends, this funding is an important part of our plan to build Ontario. Here in Oakville and in communities across our province, our population is growing at an unprecedented pace. Over the last 2 years alone, we've welcomed well over 1 million newcomers to our province. That's growth the likes of which this province has never seen before. Unlike previous governments that failed to prepare for growth, we've embarked on the most ambitious capital plan in Ontario's history. We're making record investments to build new schools and hospitals. We're investing $28 billion to build roads and highways, including the Bradford Bypass, Highway 413, Highway 7, Highway 3, to save drivers up to 30 minutes each way on their commute. We're investing $70 billion as part of the largest transit expansion in North America. And earlier this week, we announced a major GO service expansion, the largest in a decade, which includes increasing weekend train service on the Lakeshore West Line between Oakville GO and Union Station. And with today's announcement, we're investing to build and grow healthy, complete communities in places like Oakville and across the province, so that the people of Ontario can live, work, and play in their local communities. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and may God bless the people of Ontario.
We'll now go to reporters' questions. If reporters could please line up at the microphone behind me and identify yourselves by name and outlet. It'll be one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hello, Premier.
Hi.
Laura Stone, Globe and Mail.
Hi, Laura.
Since I'm the only member of the gallery here, Caitlin said I can have double, right, Caitlin? Yeah. I just wanted to get you to expand on your statement last night about the CAFIA. Yeah. Why do you want the Speaker to reverse this, and will you be supporting the NDP motion to allow this to be worn in the House?
Well, the CAFIA goes back to the 7th century, but it really comes down to uniting Ontarians and communities. We see the division right now that's going on. It's not healthy, and this would just divide the community even more. So I stand by that, and we'll bring it to the legislature, and hopefully the Speaker will change his mind. I think people, think I control the legislature. That's actually falls under, as our good friend Gary Carr that was down there for many years. It's the Speaker of the House that controls the rules and controls the legislature as a whole. And when I found out, I just thought it's the best idea. Why divide the community even more than it's already divided? So I just speak my mind. It doesn't matter on what side. There's things that one community may do that aggravates another. I'll speak out on it, and vice versa. So I just want everyone to live in peace in Ontario. That is absolutely critical.
Can you just clarify whether your caucus will be supporting the motion? And are you concerned that you might be upsetting the Jewish community by putting out this statement? B'nai B'rith has asked for this to be banned. You have a number of Jewish MPs in your MPPs in your caucus. What are your thoughts on that?
Let's make no mistake. I have friends, and I love the Jewish community. I have friends, and I have a son-in-law in the Muslim community. So, everyone needs to get along. This has been going on for 1,000 years. But, I just want, when you're in Ontario, everyone around the world comes here, 110 nationalities. I was with some folks this morning, and they said it's amazing how people from all over the world come and call Ontario home, and we live peacefully, side by side. So that's all I'm asking. Let's all live together peacefully and work together. And sometimes you're in a situation you just can't win. You say one thing, you get one community upset. You say another, you get another community upset. I think I've been pretty vocal on what I believe in on either side.
Paul Smith with the CBC.
Hi, Paul.
The Amjinnan First Nation near Sarnia are saying that emissions from a chemical plant are making people sick. They want the province and the federal government to take urgent action. What is the government going to do about their request?
Well, the request comes in, it goes through the Minister of Environment, and they'll send folks down there to measure air quality, and we'll find out. But I'm sure they're already acting on it if a request comes in through the Ministry of Environment.
And this one's from my colleague, Mike Crawley.
Yeah.
Your government has a bill that would give the Minister of Colleges and Universities the power to dictate the content of campus anti-racism policies. A bunch of professors believe that this political interference in the independence of universities. What do you say to that?
Well, I think there's a lot of tools that ministers have, but we'd rather let the universities make sure they govern their own universities. So, you know, the universities, I think they're really good, universities and colleges, and it's really up to the dean to govern his own university. I think we shouldn't get involved in that. That's my personal opinion. There's like I said, there's a lot of tools ministers have that they don't use. It's up to the people. That's what we believe in.
Hi, Premier. It's Maria Saru with CHCH.
Hi.
Can you speak to how you see this initiative directly creating new jobs in communities across the province?
Yeah, this is amazing. I've been a massive fan of community centers for many years, all the way back to when I was a city councillor. It creates jobs by building new community centers, hiring more people. It creates construction jobs as well, but most importantly, it brings people together within the community, and you know, on many different fronts. You have the young people coming at night, playing floor hockey, basketball, going swimming, or whatever the facility holds. But I'm a big supporter of this. It'll be oversubscribed for sure, the $200 million, but we'll make sure every community has a piece of the pie, as we say.
I know information on eligibility for facilities will be coming down the line, but I'm wondering, you mentioned construction. Repairing or building new facilities presumably means new contracts with construction companies. Yep. Can you speak to how those companies will be chosen?
Well, that's going to be up to the municipality to go out for bid, and the problem is we need more skilled trades. In some of these small communities, there might be one company, might be two companies to bid on it. But they have to go through the process, and then they'll choose the proponent to do it, and hopefully they'll do a great job, because if they're local in a small community, they'll hear from the people. If not, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Premier. Doug Gammy, Global News.
How you doing?
Your government had to make another reversal this week on the UP Express changes. We're hearing the original plan for the changes came from Metrolinx. Is that
Yep.
true?
Yes.
And do you not think it was a bad idea to decrease service for the people?
Yeah, so, you know, when it comes to these agencies, be it the LCBO with the paper bags or Metrolinx, you know, we don't micromanage them, but when we hear a decision made that's not right, and, you know, all they were trying to do, when I added the explanation given to me that they want people from the airport to get a direct route downtown. They weren't cutting trains or anything. And I said, it doesn't make sense. Let's continue on with a 15-minute service. I heard from Michael, my nephew. That's his area. I've heard from the councillor, Francis Nunziata, and this is a no-brainer. When things aren't right, you change them. And I don't know too many elected officials around this country, a lot of them dig their heels in. They dig their heels in like the federal government did with the carbon tax. And is there one more? Okay, so I'm going to rail out in a minute about these expenses and how people are getting gouged at the pump. So just stay tuned for a minute here.
This will be the last question.
Thank you.
Morning, Premier. Corey Baird, CTV News. You spoke a bit to traffic in your remarks. Stories are starting to emerge of Gardner backups, people needing an hour to travel 5 kilometers. Have you been caught up in this yourself so far, and what, if anything, can be done to sort of mitigate the pain?
Yeah, thanks for that. What we're doing, we're putting the largest infrastructure project, you know, in North America, right now on building transit to get people to the cars. We're investing over $28 billion into building new highways and roads. And now the Gardner, since we've uploaded it to the province and DVP, will be coming out with plans, working in collaboration with the City of Toronto. But it's the traffic's pretty heavy everywhere in the province. So now this is the time I get to vent, not only for myself but 16 million people. You know, you go out last night and you're sitting there for 20 minutes in a lineup to get gas. You know, and it's unacceptable. Everywhere I was going, it was about $1.59. You wake up this morning and it's $1.80. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. Number one, it's disgusting what the oil companies are doing. They're saying we have to upgrade the gas in the summer. Okay, so this is my philosophy. Do you let your tanks at the gas station drain? And you have these tankers come up, because I haven't seen too many tankers going up there to put the fresh gas in, or using the old gas and charging the higher cost. And how about the holding tanks that you see around the province that these gas tankers will pull out, fill up theirs? Would you let those drain too? Or are you just messing with the people? You know, I have my opinion that it's not physically possible to drain every single gas station and put the fresh stuff in. So either you're putting the fresh stuff in last month or you're gouging the people right now. And so what I did, I called up my friends in the U.S. in the same climate, because they use this excuse up here, these oil companies, that in my opinion are gouging the people. I called them up and I asked them, you know, in Chicago and Minnesota, because it's roughly the same climate, what's your gas price? Is it going up? They said no. It's about $3.80. And in Minnesota, the average is about $3.70. Folks, let's do the math. It's $1.80, right? There's 4 liters to a gallon. That's $7.20. And my buddy in Chicago said, what's this carbon tax all about? You know, this goes back to the federal government sticking their hands into people's pockets. They don't care that we have some of the highest prices in North America on the carbon tax. They jacked it up 17.5%. And then, of course, the oil companies thought they'd hop on board. No one's going to notice. Because I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, and the folks here can, just a few months ago, I remember filling up for about $1.30, $1.33, $1.34. Did the barrel of oil go up 30%? The answer is no. So where is the 30%? And then you have the federal liberals, and then you have Bonnie Crombie that believes she should put the 10 cents that we reduced it for the people. She wants to add it on. She wants to do the cap and trade. She wants to get rid of any tax breaks. You know, it's the same old liberal plan. Stick your hands in someone's pocket, tax the death out of people. Just think of all you do is pay government taxes. We have never raised a tax in 5.5 years on businesses or people. We've reduced taxes. We believe in creating revenues through growth. There's 700,000 more people paying taxes than they were 5.5 years ago. There's tens of billions of dollars of investment from around the world. Companies coming here, they're going to be paying a tax as well. Now let's talk about the capital gains here for a minute. You know, it gets a little confusing for people, but it's not much. So they went from 50% up to 66%. So imagine you've been investing in stocks, very small, over a number of years, and it's grown and it's grown. And you don't have to be a multimillionaire to have investments at $250,000. So when you sell it, then you're going to get gouged 66%. But do you know who this is going to affect? The people that take care of us most, doctors. I've been getting more messages from doctors than ever before this morning. They work their backs off. They take care of communities. They have a little office. You know, that's their business. And guess what happens? When they sell that little business, no matter if it's X-ray clinic or MRI clinics or whatever clinic it is, guess what? They're getting gouged. They're, out of all the work they have done, they're going to get hurt the most. And everyone else that builds up a business, you try to sell it, they're going to get gouged as well. You know, it's just unacceptable that all the government knows how to do, especially the federal government, is stick their hands in their pockets. What money's left for people to put food on the table? How can they afford to even get gas? Like, these guys have to get it together. And if they don't, the people need to speak up, and the people need to speak up in the next year and a half. And when it comes to Bonnie's turn too, you know, ask her. She hasn't said a word, not a word about the carbon tax. Do you know why? She's the queen of the carbon tax. So that's my rant for the day. It's for the people out there, and I'll keep fighting for the taxpayers every single day. Thank you so much, and God bless. Thanks.